so much. Thank you everyone for being here, and to Pat and Veronica and the whole team for putting this on. This is absolutely fantastic. I am so grateful. I feel like my heart is going to burst for the folks who have really extended their hands and said, yes, Beth, we support you, we want to help you. How can we help? I am so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to introduce myself to the folks in the room that I haven't gotten a chance to meet so far. My name's Beth Watkins. I'm San Antonio, born and raised, went to high school here, came back, went away to college, but came back for law school. And after I graduated law school, I started practicing appellate law. I went to work for the Court of Appeals, actually the same exact Court of Appeals that I am running for right now. I went to work for a judge named Kathy Stone, and the place that she held is actually the exact seat that I am running for. So Justice Stone is my mentor, and with the help of folks in this room and in tons of other rooms around the district, I hope to be able to take her seat and continue that tradition of proud service. But let me tell you a little bit else about me in the meantime. So after graduating law school, I went to work for the Fourth Court of Appeals. I got some experience seeing on the other side, like, what is it exactly that courts of appeals do, right? We all know what trial courts do, or at least we think we know what trial courts do, right? From watching Law and Order, and that's all the sexy stuff, right, that you see in the movies. But what in the world are appeals about? So you know how you see on TV, whatever, somebody loses at trial and they shake their fist at the judge and they say, I'm gonna appeal this all the way to the Supreme Court. Well, that's about the time usually that I step in. And I practice in the courts of appeals, state and federal. I represent folks at the intermediate levels, Court of Appeals. I've represented folks in front of the Texas Supreme Court, in front of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, which is like our Texas Supreme Court for criminal cases. I've even had cases that go to the US Supreme Court that I've won. And so it's I love my job. I get to go to work every day and help folks, like the people that we grew up with, our friends, our family, our neighbors. And I've done this for 16 years in private practice. I've been board certified for the last 10 of those years. And it really has truly been the privilege of my life to be able to represent Texas families and consumers and workers, people who have been hurt on the job and find themselves involved in the legal system, maybe not even through their own choices, but choices that other folks made for them. And I love my job, y'all. My job that I have right now is my absolute dream job. And so for me to have spent the last 16 or 18 months working to say goodbye to my dream job and to take on a different role, it wasn't a decision that I made lightly. I really, truly love what I do. I feel like a broken record. I keep saying that, but I really, truly do love what I do, getting to represent folks as they seek justice in our appellate courts. And I feel like taking this step, and if I am elected to the Court of Appeals, having the opportunity to continue helping folks on a broader level, I feel like that's really what my calling is right now, and that's where my talents can be best used. I want to, everybody that's running for judge, we've got an amazing slate of candidates. On our Bexar County, on the Democratic side, we've got 30 judicial races going on. 19 of our Democratic candidates are women, and it's a really exciting time to be, like I am, a first-time candidate seeking elective office. It's also a really weird time to be running. We're going through we're in a weird place in our country right now. And I think we've all seen over the last couple of years how courts are just so important. And we've got a couple of candidates here today and a sitting judge that know two sitting judges, what it is to be on the trial court, but the appellate court is just a little bit different, right? It's an opportunity to really make sure that everyone has had a fair shake, that everyone has had a fair opportunity to seek justice. I'm very grateful to be here at Javier's law firm today. I want to tell y'all a story about a case actually that he and I worked on together a number of years ago. At this law firm, they represent a lot of folks who have not been treated right in their jobs, and that's what happened to this woman that he and I represented together. There was a woman who was You know, Javier, you talk about having daughters. You would not wish this treatment on any woman that you know. She was sexually harassed. She was threatened when she when she told her employer who propositioned her no, she got fired. And so she sued for sexual harassment, for retaliation, for a number of different complaints because she hadn't done anything wrong. In fact, her performance reviews had been great every single year, but she still got fired. And when she sued to vindicate those legal rights, the Texas legislature has passed a lot of laws that say you cannot treat people this way. And when she sued to enforce those rights, her employer said, your name is Bea. Are you sure you're an American citizen? Show us proof that you are an American citizen. And I think one of the reasons that they were doing that is to try and scare people out of suing to vindicate those rights. And so Javier and I litigated that in the Court of Appeals. We said, no, these rights that the legislature have given us, they don't just apply to Texans. They say anybody can take advantage of these rights, and she shouldn't have to prove that she's an American citizen to take advantage of rights that you don't have to be an American citizen to take advantage of. We went up to the Court of Appeals. We had TRLA. We had, oh, that's right. MALDEF came in and wrote amicus briefs, but this was in 2010, and the laws hadn't quite caught up yet. The Court of Appeals disagreed with us and said, no, the employer gets to do discovery on that, gets to ask those questions. And we knew that that wasn't right, but we also knew that for this client, that was the end of the road. 6 months later, the Texas Supreme Court handed down an opinion in a totally unrelated case that said, absolutely not. That kind of information does not come in because of the chilling effect it has on people trying to enforce the rights that the legislature has given them. So my hope is, if I leave my private practice, where it's been my privilege to represent women like Bea Videos for all of these years, if I get the opportunity to go to the Court of Appeals, I'll make sure that our laws apply fairly across the board, that everyone has an equal shot at justice. Now, this court has civil and criminal jurisdiction. I've been board certified in civil appellate law for more than 10 years. I've also handled a small number. I've handled a few criminal appeals, taken them up to the Texas Supreme Court. And I know that if I'm elected, I will take that same experience, that same education that I have, and apply it to criminal cases as well, to make sure that everyone has a fair shot at justice. So, I hope that y'all will do me a favor today. I have some campaign literature that explains a little bit about my background, that tells you a little bit about the Court of Appeals. It's even got a map that shows what the court's jurisdiction is. It's all of Bexar County, and it's all of 31 other counties in South and Central Texas. There's more than 3 million people in this district. It's larger than a congressional seat, and it's just me, right? So if you liked what you heard today, I hope that you'll take one of my yard signs and maybe put it in your front yard, or if you've got a friend or a family member who lives on a busy intersection, maybe ask if we can put one in their front yard as well. Take some of this literature, and I hope that you'll share it with your friends and family. I've got a campaign website, bethforjustice.com. I also have a Facebook page. I hope that you, maybe if you've got a Facebook account, would pull out your phones right now. Go and find my account and like it, and stay up to date with what our campaign is doing there. Again, my name is Beth Watkins. I am so grateful for this group here today. I'm so grateful for everyone that made the time to come out and learn more about these important races. I am respectfully asking for your vote.